Alright, continuing where we left off, this is the entire landing page that we've built so far. We've come really far along with this, and for this one, we're going to build this social section where we basically have a bunch of travel pictures, and if you hover over them, you get this cool little effect where you can add some more content. I just but you can add whatever you want. This is what we're going to build. So let's go back to our Explorer here and create a social component. I'll change this to a section and I'll give it some padding and also an orange 50 color for the background. Now let's add a container, and inside that container let's add the heading label. We'll call it social, and right below that let's add the section heading. And I'll wrap this text in our brand color. Now with that done, let's see what this looks like. And to do that, let's first render this on our page right here. There we go. And this is what we have so far. Now we need to add a bunch of stock photos here, and I'm just going to speed that up as always. And now I'm just going to add a destinations variable over here, and I'll put everything inside that, or actually I'll call it posts, and I'll put everything inside it. We'll add the image, the location, and yeah, that's about it. And I'll copy this 4 times. Make sure you use the correct path for each image. And now let's add the location names as well. Of course, all of these are just examples. None of these are real. Okay, with that done, let's actually render all of these. So just below the section headings, let's create another div and render our posts inside it. We'll add the key here, and up here we'll also give it some flexbox and gap, and also a margin top. Now for this one, let's give it basis 0 and grow. And inside, let's render the image. And right below that, I'll add an h3 with these classes, which will show the location. Now for the image, let's add a bunch more classes. Let's give it full height and make it object cover and object center. And we have this, and now we have this. Now let's also make it rounded. Let's make it a bit more rounded. Now for the location, let's add some other stuff here. Let's move this all into a span, and before that let's add an icon, which is our social Instagram icon, and let's make this a flexbox to align the icon properly. And there we go. Now let's move the image into a div and give that div the class of relative and also overflow hidden. I will make it rounded, same as the image. Now let's add the overlay over this so we can show our button as well. Now let's give it full height to fix that issue. And now we don't need to make the image rounded anymore. Okay, so let's give this a background of white with, yeah, just white. Okay, and also make this a flexbox. And inside, let's add the white external button component that we made. And we'll call it Explore More. I'll also make it bordered just so it's easier to see. And there we go. Now let's add the group class up here. And let's say we want to have 0 opacity, but on group hover, let's give it 80% opacity. Let's also give it a duration of 300 milliseconds so it looks more smooth. And let's also give it some Z index of 10. Now same thing for the image, but on group hover, we'll just scale it by 115. And there we go. And yeah, with that, we are done with this section. This was a lot shorter than the usual one, but yeah, we're done with this.